Greetings everybody, I'm Lobo and welcome to Luna. This is episode 122 of my Minecraft survival series. Hi. Today we are making our long-awaited return to Wolfins Laboratory, and it's not because I found what I wanted to find. I said the first thing I wanted to work on over here was the landscaping in this area, but I never found my mycelium. So yeah, we won't be doing that, but somebody did have the bright idea of using dead coral blocks as a part of the landscaping. I think that is a great idea. That's going to help out a lot. But I still want my mycelium. So until we find that, we're not working on the landscaping out here. Until we have all the blocks we need, we're not getting started on that. But what we are going to do is make our way back into the quarantine district and do a bit of work back here. So we just have to wait for Cerberus to check our credentials, make sure we can actually go back into the quarantine district. Because remember, the quarantine district is a very, very dangerous place. Something has gone terribly wrong here. Something has gone terribly wrong back here, not with Cerberus, he's fine, but something has gone terribly wrong here, and we're going to kind of continue to build off of that as we get some more of our farms in here, because that's what this is. This is going to be a pretty technical redstone-y area. So I put up some signs to show what's going to go where. For instance, this is going to lead to our storage. This is actually not a really good example of the redstone, but it will lead to our storage system, which, as you will recall, maybe, is down this way. If you do recall that, I'm sorry, I'm going to show you anyway. Right down here. Now let me go ahead and show you what some of the other signs say. Oh man, stairs. Okay, it'll be nice once we actually get a path built in here. But next up is our Biochemical Research and Pharmacology Center. And this is something we're actually going to be working on today. So we'll get into this a little bit more later. Let's just continue working our way down the line here. This is to the... Okay, so these are just going to be stairs. I know these signs are hard to read. I don't know why I decided to make them in spruce, but this is a dark area anyway. Let's just go ahead and move on to our renewable energy and augmented performance enhancing research. This is going to be a fun project. I still have to work out like kind of how it's going to work, but that's going to be a fun project once we actually get around to it. It's going to work in conjunction with our botanical analysis division, which is going to be out here and require a lot of room. Moving on, we have our ordnance production out this way, so this is going to be the site of some explosive stuff in the future. But yeah, you know, we'll get around to all this eventually, but today, as I said, we're going to be working over here at BRAP. Now, let me go ahead and explain what BRAP is going to be. BRAP is going to be our potion brewer, our potion room. And as you recall from very early on in the series, we've had a potion room, except for it's more of a potion hole in the ground that we've been using for a very long time. And I think it's about time we had an upgrade. Now, we are going to be building an automatic potion brewer, but it's not going to be a universal one. We're going to build several modules which each brew a specific type of potion, and those are as follows. We're going to have a healing 2 potion, a regeneration extended duration potion, fire resistance also extended duration, strength 2, night vision extended duration. We're going to make splash potions of healing, harming, and weakness. So 8 modules total. I think we might go with 10 just in case we want to add some stuff a little bit later on. But those are the initial 8 that we're going to try to get in here. It's just a matter of figuring out how we're going to actually, you know, put them in here and where they're going to go. So right now I'm just kind of figuring out how we're going to lay out the floor plan for this place, keeping in mind that there are going to be builds adjacent to this. For instance, this is going to be a stairway to our upper levels, but since that does go up, that means we can bias the room to this side and put it underneath the stairs, right? And that gives us a lot more room to work with under here. So what we could do is we could have the entrance to this room be right about here in front of this door, and then kind of block this off, and that gives us room on each side to build our modules. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. All right, had to make a quick stop for some supplies. Not necessarily supplies for building, but supplies for doggies. We had a wolf spawn near us, and I want him, so I'm gonna go get him. Ow. Okay, he's over here. Look at him. He wants to be part of the crew because he's over here by my bed. Look at that, one bone. One bone. He was ready. He wanted to be a part of the family, a part of the pack. Come on, doggy. Hang out over here with Monterey. I think this is this is Monterey. Come hang out with Monterey. He's very friendly. He'll get you acquainted and show you around and stuff. It'll be great. Oh, look at these guys. Adorable. Well, turns out I do need supplies for building as well, because I did not bring those over here. I got them all collected. But I didn't bring them over here. So let me go ahead and get that real quick. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Ow. Okay. What am I doing? We have an entrance to our supply room by our work site. What am I doing right now? Definitely going to cut this clip out. Nom, 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 nom. All right, so I'm not going to go too in depth on building these potion brewers because they're not my design, They are an impulseSV design, which I will leave a link to in the description if you would like to check them out for yourself. But this is the design that we're going to go with. So how this basically works is we're going to have our water bottles go in here. We're going to have gas tiers go in here. We will need to find some gas tiers. We have some somewhere. I don't know where they are, though. Anyway, redstone will go in here and nether wart will go in up at the top, and all those ingredients combined should end up providing us with a nice extended duration regeneration potion. Now I do want to make sure this actually works before we get the rest of these built in here, because different versions of the game stuff behaves differently, right? So let's go ahead and find some gas tiers and then we can give this a try. All right, so we don't have a ton of gas tiers in our storage system, but we do have our nether storage that I'll check through because we do get mob drops in here. This is like kind of just where I store my nether rack and stuff like that. This is actually located right off of the madhouse. I don't know if I brought you back here before. If I did, it probably wasn't any extended period of time. But yeah, let me go ahead and check through all this, see if we can find some gas tiers. We do have some nether quartz, which I should probably actually bring back because we are running fairly low on that at the moment. Okay, maybe the best way for us to get gas tiers is not by searching through the various chests I have scattered about the world and the different dimensions, and to just come down here and get some gas tiers the old-fashioned way. And we can try to use our looting sword, like we can try to use arrows, but then switch to our looting sword and see if that applies to the arrows. I think I used to anyway, right? So let's hope that's still the case. We'll see what we actually get from our looting effect with our arrows. Yeah, it looks like it. We got multiple gunpowder here and a gas tier. Awesome. And while we're down here, we might as well go ahead and stock up on these magma cream as well. One good thing I can say about our nether, well, one good and bad thing, is that we're never at a shortage for gas. I think that might have gone somewhere we didn't want it to go. We'll have to check on it. I do know that there's another ghast around here. He had a buddy. I want to make sure I don't get blasted into anything. I don't have any fire resistance potions. Why would I come into the nether without fire resistance potions? There he is. So yeah, I want to be very careful now that we're kind of wandering around a little bit. But yeah, as I said, we're never really at a shortage of gas. My aim is so bad at the moment. Okay, that guy we definitely got. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of the picture so we can pick up our tiers safely. Or I think he may have just despawned on us. But that's fine. Oh my gosh. All right, so we got ourselves a few gas tiers. We can go ahead and turn this thing on and just make sure that this is definitely going to work for us. And it's looking good so far. We've got some potions in here brewing. Of course, it's going to make the awkward potion first. We'll just kind of sit here and watch this real quick. Our next ingredient, the gas tier, has gone in. So we have our awkward potions. The gas tier should now brew those into potions of regeneration. And there we have our potions of regeneration. The redstone is now going in to make these all extended duration. And this will be the last ingredient before these should empty out and let a new batch of potions come in here with our new nether wart. That is going to be the big test to make sure we can continually brew potions automatically here. And there we go. They're emptying out. We have our new nether wart in. That piston looked like it went off more than it was supposed to. But it looks like the system is working. It's brewing a whole new batch of potions. All right, so we have our potions of regeneration, extended duration. As I said, the link for this will be in the description below, and it seems to be working. Let me just kind of hang out here for a minute and make sure it's going to continue to work before we build the rest of these. Yep, so as I said, the piston was going off a few too many times, and it was letting too many ingredients in here, which is, of course, going to clog our system. As I said, different versions of the game, Redstone behaves differently, so that's why we built this one module in first, just to make sure we weren't going to run into a problem. Since we did, we'll have to kind of redo this design a little bit for this version of the game, and yeah, then we can get the other ones built in. So let me kind of figure out, like how we're actually going to redo this. All right, so maybe I built this wrong, but it seems like as we have our bottles pass through here, each of them is sending a different signal throughout the observer. So I'm wondering if we use this redstone light and keep it on long enough, will that enable us to just get one signal out here and allow us to just get one set of ingredients added? Let's go ahead and test this out and see if that actually works. So that did the exact same thing, but that is what I'm talking about. See, we get like 3 piston extensions and retractions rather than just the one that we want. So what I'm thinking we could do here is maybe have the light stay on a little bit longer. So we'll still get, you know, the 1 tick pulse from the observer, but we'll get it, you know, just happening once maybe, because we just want the light to stay on and give that observer 1 update, right? I hate doing live redstone, but I'm going to try to do this for you guys because I know sometimes you like to see the process. No, but if we add some stuff to that, if we add some repeater length, if we extend the timing, then that might work. 1. I think that works. I got tongue-tied. I'm not redoing this clip, even though I got tongue-tied like midway through it, because this actually was successful, I think. Let's just make sure. Let's watch that repeater, watch the torch. One set of ingredients should be going through. Okay, I think we figured it out. I think we've actually got this. That's awesome. Let's just go ahead and get this thing all set back up. We'll give it another little test run, see how it does with our modifications. So now everything should be going. Yes. All right. So we'll just kind of watch this for a minute. Hopefully it all works out this time. Come on over here, doggy. Come on over here. Come play with your friends. All right. So yeah, I would say that was a successful test. I just need to bring this guy over here so that way they can all be together. Thank you. All right. So we'll go ahead and peek in here and see how it did. It was a successful test. We have, you know, 1 set of ingredients going in every rotation. So I would say that this thing now works, and now it's just a matter of keeping these things stocked up, and that's something we're gonna have to consider, getting enough ingredients to actually run all these things, but we'll worry about that later. Right now, what I want to do is go ahead and get the rest of these modules built in, and I think the best way to do that would be to call Watchdog on out here, put on a little bit of music, and get it done. And welcome back, everybody. So we've got some of these modules built in here now, or we've got all 10 of them built in here now, and they're all labeled with what ingredients go where. Of course, they are not actually loaded with those ingredients because, well, we're going to have to work to actually collect all the ingredients that we need to get all these things running. But yeah, we're off to a good start, I think. Now, another thing I wanted to do during that time lapse was to get started on the interior of this room, but the problem is I didn't really know what to do. I have one idea, and that's to flood it. So I was thinking we could go ahead and do that and get started on the interior of this together once we actually get it flooded and try to figure out what it should look like. And the reason why I want this thing flooded, by the way, is if you'll recall, the quarantine district stuff has gone wrong here. That's why it's quarantined. So I was thinking maybe the water main broke in here because this is where we fill up our potions, right? So obviously we're going to have water running through here. And yeah, things just went bad. They went bad here. So let me go ahead and get this in, and then we'll kind of think about what else we want to do to the interior of this place. Now, often when I don't know what I actually want to do with a build, I just kind of take baby steps and follow what I think is a logical progression. So we're just going to take this floor that we have inside the quarantine district and then kind of just continue extending it this way. That gives us a floor in place. And we can kind of extend it like over here as well, past this gap, which I intend to be a piston door. We'll see if we can actually make that work. But yes, so that means that this would have to be a full block, and it would also be the polished diorite version of the full block. And then we just continue this floor. We continue getting this floor design out through in here as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I'm going to go ahead and do, except for the diorite is going to, that actually has to go right here, and then this is going to be like this, and then this one has to go. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get a floor in here, and then I'll meet you back here in a few minutes and we can figure out where to go from there. But now that we have a floor, I want to come back to the floor plan, which is something I should have taken a little more consideration into before we actually started this whole thing. So what I want to do here is I want to put in like kind of a doorway right in this area. But you know, we have our redstone behind it. I'm trying to figure out how all that's going to work together. I was thinking that maybe right here would probably be the place for it. Actually, no, that's not going to give us a whole lot of room because we have that wall right behind us. Maybe right here, this would be a better place to go ahead and get our floor in. So yeah, right here, I was thinking we could have a stairway that goes up. Actually, wait, hold on. Nope. That's why I wanted it here, because of the door right there. Okay. Backtracking again. All right, so I was thinking we have a stairway that goes up and over into this overlook section. This overlooks the transportation hub and also would give us access to like kind of a catwalk that goes across here, making it easier for us to load our ingredients and stuff. I just need to figure out how I'm going to make this work real quick. So since we can't have the stairs go straight back, I was thinking maybe they could wrap around. I was thinking maybe that's the best way to go about this. The problem is, though, with that, if we have the staircase like go from this landing right here, that means we're not going to be able to get our piston door in here. I wanted a 2x2 piston door that pulled out horizontally. And that's not really going to work. I mean, you know, there's always the option of doing it vertically, but I wasn't really, I don't know. This is something we'll have to figure out. But yeah, I'm kind of formulating this in my head. This is just one of the downsides, one of the many downsides of not pre-planning your builds before you get started. But that's just how I like to build, you know? I've always been more of a fan of making something work rather than making sure it's going to work beforehand. And you know, this is another example. Like the second floor in here, I honestly had no idea what the second floor was going to be, but now I do, you know, I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go along. The second floor, each of these doors has like 2 openings, right? So each of these second openings can just lead to a second floor in the same area. See, we'll get it eventually, you know, it'll take some time to figure out, but we'll get it. So we've worked our way up the stairs and onto our catwalk, which again should make it easier for us to load ingredients into these things, especially these tall ones like this, which require a lot of ingredients. So yeah, I'm actually feeling pretty good about this, and you know, I'm starting to see where I should go next. That's one of the main things. You just don't want to stop building. You want to keep building, and because the more you build, the more you see what you should do next. So I'm starting to be able to visualize this place just a little bit better. But yeah. Let's go ahead and make our way down here. Let's make sure we can actually traverse these stairs. All right, perfect. I wasn't sure if I was going to hit my head on that or not, but no, it looks good. It looks good so far. You know what? I'd almost resigned myself to putting in a vertical piston door. Then I realized, oh, we can't do that because the catwalk passes directly overhead. So yeah, that's not going to work out. But I really want a piston door in here. And I was kind of thinking about why I want a piston door here. It's just to suit the area. So there's going to be some kind of mechanism here, which opens and closes a door. But I'm not sure it has to be totally functional because this area is kind of messed up, right? All right, so I went ahead and got some walls in place while I was thinking about what we're going to do with the door. So let me just kind of take you around, show you basically the floor plan of this place, and then we'll talk about what we've decided to do as far as the door goes. So this is pretty much it so far. Very basic. We still have to dress it up a lot, but the door is, I think, going to be right here, and it's also going to be broken because somebody a while back had the great idea of making broken redstone in this area, like malfunctioning piston doors. I think what we're going to do is get like a one-sided piston door in here that's kind of just going on and off at random, or not really at random, but just like kind of on a clock. Yeah, I think we can just kind of make it look like the redstone's broken because remember, this place is suffering from all sorts of problems. We had some major flooding issues. It would stand to reason that led to some electrical issues as well. All right, so I think we're going to roll with this, and this lever on the far right is how we're going to operate our door. And if I had hands-free, I would do door in air quotes, but let's go ahead and turn it on. And you can see the left side is just malfunctioning. It's just opening, closing on its own. The right side is just stuck in place. And we could actually probably make this open and close a little bit faster and aka more annoying. Let's just go ahead and try this. Oh yeah, that would be incredibly annoying. Maybe we'll go somewhere in the middle as far as timing goes. Maybe something like that. Yeah, so malfunctioning redstone door, check. It is now time to get back to designing our room and making our next baby steps in the design process. Now we know what our floors look like. It was easy to figure those out. We also know what our walls look like because we're carrying the same design throughout all of Wolfins Laboratory pretty much. So these are going to be doors over here on the far end. So this is actually going to lead somewhere. So I'm leaving it open right now. It's going to lead to our netherwort farm, which is going to be located in that place over there. I can't remember what I decided to call it. It's like an acronym. Which place is this? It's not that one. It is also not that one. It's going to be over here in the far end because we need a lot of room for it. It's the Botanical Analysis Division, BAD. So BAD's going to be over here. This is where we're going to grow all our plants and stuff like that, including our netherwort, which we are going to use in our potion for our potion brewers, right? So yeah. I mean, that's just some of the ideas. You know, all these things are going to be kind of connected in some way. But yeah, let me go ahead and continue getting a little bit more of this this room filled out. I am currently having a very unstructured building session. So we were working on our walls and I decided, you know what? I kind of want to work on the catwalk. So I decided to go ahead and start working on the catwalk. And like I said earlier, it's just about keeping the momentum up. Just keep building and eventually it all comes together, you know? Like we'll do one thing at a time, one thing that makes sense at a time. And eventually, hopefully we end up with something that looks fairly decent. Let me go ahead and get back up there. That was not supposed to happen. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, as long as we keep putting blocks down, we're making progress and progress is good. All right, so I got some handrails up to show that once upon a time, Wolfins Laboratory was OSHA compliant back before the quarantine. But yeah, this will allow us to actually put in some ingredients on these upper ingredient input droppers. And what we can't reach from up here, we can reach from down below. So I think we're going to be good as far as getting our ingredients in goes. Now I want to go ahead and move back to the walls yet again. And we'll just follow the same kind of pattern that we've been doing this whole time. I think, yeah, this one's higher though. I may want to change that. I may want to change the input for that. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to change that. That's embarrassing. You know, I like to share my embarrassing moments with you guys. This is even activated. Since it's taller than the rest, we don't even have a way to activate the netherwort, like dispenser dropper thing. Oh man. Sometimes, Lobo. So I think what we're going to do is just place our netherwort dropper on the top here, and we wired it up so it's actually activated now. The only issue is that we're going to have to come in here in the back to actually fill it up. But I don't really think that's going to be an issue. I mean, we'll probably end up filling it up one time and then never ever use all the nether wart that's in there, right? So I think that helps out as far as looks goes. It's actually functional now, hopefully. We'll figure that out once we actually get to testing. But yeah, there we go. Problem solved. Now, if you guys see any other issues that I've missed, let me know, and I'll be sure to get those fixed. We'll figure them out eventually anyway, so I mean, it doesn't really matter a super whole lot. But what I want to do right now is go ahead and start getting the rest of this room encased. So basically, doesn't that hurt? Yeah? You're in the block. You're in the block. Why don't you get out of the block? You'll feel much, much better. All right. So I want to finish getting the rest of this room encased because we don't want to see sky while we're looking out here. That's not really what we want to see. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of fill in the back areas with this stone brick. And now that I got one side in, I got to say I'm not a fan. It's way too gray. It's just, I don't know, it's just a jumble of gray with some brown sprinkled in there. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. So we'll try something else on this side. The reason why I wanted to go with stone brick was because it's cheap. I don't want to, oh man. All right, we'll figure something out. So since I don't completely know what I'm going to do yet, what I'm going to do is just continue to put blocks down. Like I said, it really helps me out as we make this progress. And this kind of matches with the railings. It kind of matches with the railings in there. So yeah, it's something that we're going to be keeping. It's something that's going to help us out and move forward while we think of what to do about all this. Okay, so I think I got it. See, the issue was I didn't want to spend a whole lot of resources on a back room that's going to be barely visible through these little tiny openings that we have up here. So what I think we're going to do is just specifically block these openings and not worry about having an actual back room. You know, we'll just kind of block the visibility of this back area by placing blocks just in the openings specifically. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go ahead and do and hope that it works out the way I want it to. But you can see here, it just kind of covers this and then we won't be able to see back here. And we're using the same types of blocks, just adding more variety to this gray potion brewing area. And then we'll just skim from our supply of smooth stone slabs and get a roof on this place. And yeah, I think we're just about there. It's about time to start adding the finishing touches to this. We can't really see it from down here, so let's go ahead and make our way upstairs, see how that actually looks, see if it gives us the effect that we want. It is way too dark in here. We need some lighting. And in here, we need some darkening. We probably should go with full blocks over these to make sure the light, the sunlight and stuff isn't seeping through, I think. So yeah, that's next up on the agenda. I also need to get a railing up here because this is incredibly dangerous. Let's go ahead and get our door operational. We'll do a quick walkthrough of this whole place just so you guys can see how it's starting to turn out. So you guys have already seen this. Let's just make our way upstairs and show you some of the stuff you haven't actually seen yet. So as we make our way up here, you'll notice that we do have some lighting. The electrical is bad, so it's a flickering light, but I think that adds a whole lot to this. In fact, I want to say that that combined with the door down here should give us a pretty good effect in this area. Yeah, I like that. I like the way that that's looking right here. So we'll see kind of the malfunctioning, you know, pieces of the quarantine district as we move around, you know, but yeah, I think that's going to be good. Now, something else we need to work on is we need to work on, and not today, but we need to work on getting the ingredients for all of these potions together. So glistering melon, we can buy that from our farmers. We have magma cream. Yeah, we'll have to find some way to farm that. Golden carrots we can buy. Blaze powder. We have a farm that's currently not operational. Glistering melon again, gas tier, stuff like that. So we'll have to figure out how we're going to get all these ingredients. But as I said, that won't be today. I don't think we have that much time. Because there is something I want to work on in between episodes, a little minor project. I may make a bonus episode for this, but yeah, you'll notice that we have a lot of villagers congregating over in this area, which, you know, they're not supposed to. You know, we've been working on our raid farm to focus on getting emeralds rather than trading with these guys, so we kind of let them do whatever, but that needs to change. You know, our librarians, they're all over here where they should be at Dunder Minecraft. Our farmers are over here where they should be over in the farm district where all their workstations are so they can actually replenish their trades. So I'm going to have to kind of rearrange how we have the villages set up here to keep guys where they need to be. The last thing I want to do for today, though, is get a bottle refilling station in here, so that way we can have easy access to water for our water bottles to actually brew some potions in here. And that stair is not the way I intended it to be. We need to come inside and then put them like this, and this will give us just a little pool where we can kind of, you know, scoop some water out and then put them into our potion brewers. So we'll just stand right here until we start spitting water bottles out of our face. There we go. And then we can go ahead and put our filled water bottles into the barrels where they actually need to be. So pretty simple. You know, we're making a little bit of progress here. We'll make a little bit more progress next time we come back to, you know, work on the on BRAP. But yeah, I think this is probably a good place to call it for today. I am so glad we finally made it back over here to the quarantine district. If you guys have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to hit that little thumbs up button. That would mean a whole lot to me. And if you want to see more, please remember to subscribe. And as always, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out today. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I am Lobo, and I will see you guys later.